It's cold. Hi, my name is Freya. Welcome to my channel. I am presently homeless, living in my car, but I am changing my circumstances through manifestation, writing romance novels, and working side hustles and gig work as I go. I've really been thinking this week about the concept of home and wanted to talk about it with all of you. I would like to know what makes you feel at home and what gives you that sensation that you are home. I do not feel like I am at home here in my vehicle. It feels like shelter. It feels like a semi-safe space that keeps me protected from the elements, and I can drive from one place to the other, and it gives me freedom, which I am really grateful for. But I haven't really reached a level of home in it like I did with my RV. A lot of that is the idea of decorating. If you've seen my video about my car build, that no-build car build, I have a bed frame in the back that's a full-size bed and a full-size mattress. It takes up everything, wall to wall. So there's no more room, and all of my stuff is either on top of the bed that I use on a regular basis, or I have my storage underneath the bed, and a large chunk of that under the bed serves as like a kennel for my dog Perseus, and it works for us. My RV felt like home. I had pictures up and, my decorations and my curtains and such. This is a whole different aspect. For me, the greatest sense of home that I have ever felt was when I was with my children, all of them gathered around me, and they were very little. And I was a consistent and constant caregiver for my kids. That made home feel like home for me. And there are times, because my children are now adults, I struggle a lot with an empty nest syndrome. It gets really difficult, especially during the holidays, to not have all of us together in the same space. And I know if I had a house, everyone would be able to come and land there. Home to me is a place where your loved ones come, where you have a sense of community. Since I have been a nomad and I had my RV, I brought my home with me. I could still have my children come and visit me and stay with me however long they wanted within the RV, but this is not the same. Someone asked me or suggested that I make my car in the back more homey. I have put up like a little string of lights and a little string of those little green vines. But to be honest with you, I don't know. I think that there's some type of a line between feeling really comfortable in my car and accepting that I'm in my car, and I don't know, not wanting to make it as best as it could be on the inside for me and as homey as possible, because it's like an interim home or an interim place to live. I don't know if this is good for me or bad for me, or even talking about it, but that's something that I'm working toward and wondering if I should give it some more pretty touches back there, maybe put in like little curtains or something. I've thought about it, but again, I'm in there at night, I come out, and then I'm up here for the rest of the day, and there's part of me that I don't want to stay here. This isn't my home. This is kind of like housing, because I'm not out there, and I'm not in a shelter, and I'm very grateful for my car. I find myself searching for home. I've been to a lot of places and I've loved the motto, home is where I park the RV. Again, I don't feel as if this is so much of a home on wheels. And I know that there's a lot of channels that talk about how much they love living in their car, that they feel that freedom, that they feel that ability to get out there and do what they want to do. I did feel like that. I felt like that in my RV, and I know I will again in my stand-up van, because I will have everything there, all of the amenities at the same time, and the way that I can decorate it and make it also my personality. Home is where you feel comfortable. Home is where you feel safe and you feel comforted and you feel like you belong there. For me, that's really powerful. I haven't felt like I belonged somewhere in a really long time. For a while, I felt as if I belonged by the coast, near the beaches, and this past winter, having been in the area of Carlsbad, Encinitas, San Diego County, it's changed. It's changed so much. Even if I had the money, I wouldn't want to actually have a place to live there. There's just the sirens going off all of the time. And the only place I found any kind of semblance of community was at the YMCA, and people would talk to you a little bit. But other than that, I haven't had it. I had a wonderful person comment and talk to me about, reaching out and starting to make more community in any way I can. And I think that is a powerful idea to, simulate that kind of hominess. But I still haven't felt it. And I have wandered across the United States numerous times when I was in my RV, and now even in my car. I've been to every state, as I've said before, except for Alaska. And I really don't have a place that I would land. So, okay, I was thinking, I was kind of struggling the other day and just wondering, like, is this all going to work out? I am manifesting. I am writing my books. Last month, I made $150. Thank you all for purchasing and doing page reads for my novels. But I made $150 with my books. That was without advertising. That was all organic, talking about it. So that was really good. I haven't yet made money with Instacart, but I'm still waiting until I get into another area that I can try it again. I'm in a very small place right now, and they have like one major grocery store, and nobody's doing Instacart here. But the idea came to me. I had a little bit of a shakeup. I had a friend pass in December, and it was really difficult. He is very close to my age, and he passed very suddenly and very unexpectedly. And when I found out a few days later, I started getting some heart palpitations. It was fluttering and just really beating really hard, and it felt like I couldn't breathe. So I had to sit there and just, really try to take in air. And I'm going to share with you that I do have a health issue. It used to be very chronic. I have suffered from vertigoic migraines, where I will get a headache, but instead of it being painful, I feel like I've detached from gravity, and I have to just kind of hold on. It's very frightening. And I have to take lorazepam for that, and it will calm down, and then I'm okay. And I I can go for a month or 2 months or more without having a spell, but then I might have it and I have to pull over and get to someplace safe and just work until it goes. But that has been an issue that has also kept me. I have so much to talk to you guys about. It's been one of the things that has also kept me from looking for a conventional job, as well as the idea that I struggle being in one place. I struggle with the feeling of being trapped, of not having the freedom to move when I need to, when I want to. Yeah, I have a lot of layered things. I am friendly, I am upbeat most of the time, I am sanguine, I am an extrovert, but I have some things between my PTSD, my grief, and my stress responses now, between the vertigoic migraines, and now in the past 2.5, 3 months now, I've been having these palpitations. They don't happen all the time, but anyway, I went to see a doctor. This does talk about community, and you can see me here. I was going there to get more medication. It was a walk-in clinic, and I was going to get more medication for the migraine problem. And she and I started talking, and I told her about how I just had a little bit of palpitations. Well, she got very nervous, and I immediately ended up having to have an EKG. I had several readouts, and she could see a little, funky little beat there, but she's like, this looks really good. I'm not worried about it now. If you keep having them, we should take another look at it. So I spent, a couple days really thinking about that. And now again, I'm fine. And I never ever had them before. There's not heart issues in my family. And I'm not worried about it. Like I said, she did the EKG. I exercise most of the time when I can. But that is a thing I need to start doing again. Anyway, I am okay. But all of that to say that community should also be health. And I have not had health insurance now for several years. And I hate how our country does not have a universal healthcare system throughout the states. You can be on low income healthcare in a state, but that little card won't carry over to another state. It makes it very difficult for anybody who's living a nomadic lifestyle, unless you're staying in the same state, to get regular healthcare. Being able to go anywhere and get healthcare is a big deal. Now, some people who are retired or on Medicaid, of course, you're able to travel with that and get that anywhere in the States. And if you can afford it, Blue Cross and Blue Shield offers through a few different states. Florida is one of them for certain, and so does California. You can purchase the Blue Cross Blue Shield plan. I think it's a PPO plan, and you can travel across the country with it, and even in some areas of Canada, and have health care and pay your regular fees. This is something that, again, I really would like to have. I don't have anywhere in the United States that I can think of that I want to settle down in, that I can make home. Sometimes people don't really think about geography, like the state of Washington, so beautiful, but that gray sky and the consistent rain that it gets, it would be very hard for me to live there. I've thought about California, I've thought about other states, and going and filling out some type of fill out like a form for a waiting list for an apartment. But then I think to myself, I'm not ready to do that. There's something else that I'm longing for, and it is that sense of home, that feeling of a place that I chose, that I want to live there. I want to belong there. I don't feel like I fit in anywhere right now. And I don't feel happy in the places that I think maybe I could try. I'm not reaching that yet. And I feel like I can. I almost said, I wonder if I ever will, but I think there is a level that I can. So many of the places that I've been to hold geographical hurt for me, like the state of Washington. I went there after the catastrophe that happened in my life, and every time I go back to Washington, I feel like I'm stuffing those feelings of grief down further because it just reminds me of it all. And the same with Florida, because I was doing so well when I went to Florida, and I had just got my passport and my driver's license, and I was passing math, which was such a big deal. And then I got the news of this catastrophe, and everything just shattered and crumbled around me, and I can't go back there. Like, I even have this problem right now. My driver's license is expired in 2027, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to bring myself back to Florida to get my license renewed. I don't know if I'm going to have to pick another state. But see, I chose Florida because I have my business out of Florida. I have my schooling is out of Florida. My food aid is out of Florida. And Florida has like the best homeschool laws for when I was still homeschooling my kids. And it has the best, there's no state income tax whatsoever. So when my books do go viral and get up on the Amazon charts and I'm making a lot of money, I won't have any state tax taken. That's a big deal. But yet I am at a quandary because I don't feel like I can go back, because all of that hurt just will come back on me. So how do you decipher where your home is? This is one of the reasons why I want to travel the world. I've always wanted to travel the world just for the pure empowerment and pleasure and joy that it has to be to see everything that there is. And that, you can just see, like, immediately, I know that I started smiling. It is a longing that I've had and my goal. And yet I feel like, but you're in this car. How do you know when this is going to happen? You're trying to manifest. You're pushing your books. You're doing all of this stuff. But, that doubt creeps in. That feeling like, I don't know where to go next. I don't know where to be. And what makes you think you can really be that free? And then guilt and fear, all of those things hit really hard. And there are times when I can push them off me, and there are times when they feel suffocating. So in this little tiny California town that I'm in, I'm about 60 miles from the ocean, which is great. It's only an hour. And it's a small town. It's somewhere maybe I could stay. But it isn't my home. I had my home with my kids. My children are grown. And now it's time for me to find a new home. A new place that I belong. A new place that I want to be. And I know at some point I want that home base. But I also know that traveling might also be that other feeling of home, but with financial security and a stand-up van and a home base that I know I can go back to when I want to. That's not too much. That's not too much to want or need or ask for. So that's my asking to the universe. That's what I believe. And that's what I'm going for. Do you have a home? Are you struggling to fit in? Do you feel like you belong where you are? I would love to know that. When I think about home, I can think about somewhere on a beach or near a beach. I think about somewhere where there's mountains and a river or a stream or a lake, like fresh water that you can swim in and play in, and a beautiful view, and a home that is cozy, and a community that you can go and talk with people and has that charm. I think my place is somewhere out there. Thank you so much for being here. I want to give a personal shout out to everyone who has helped me throughout this entire month of February. I know we're March 2nd now, and I'll be putting up new ones as we go throughout the month, but I am so grateful for everyone's help and watching my videos. So for those who have joined Patreon, for those who are my PayPal friends, who have used Venmo and Cash App to support and help me, and my Super Chat friends. You guys, you're all amazing, and I am I can't even, my soul is so happy that I am connecting with this community, and you are all making me feel like I have this mobile community supporting me and around me. And I have appreciated all of your comments so much. There's so many things that you've said that I want to talk about, that I want to answer to you, that I know I have in the comments, but that I actually want to make videos on. So thank you so much. And as always, if you like to read, please consider taking a look at my romance and suspense romance novels. You can find them on Amazon, in Kindle Unlimited, as well as in paperback. So you can have that physical copy if you want to. Thank you so much. My Patreon membership is a work in progress. I'm really excited to be creating more Patreon content. Right now, you can find the videos that I post here on YouTube over there without commercial interruption, but I am working on completely specialty membership videos and photographs that I'm not going to post anywhere else, that are only going to be on Patreon. And you also, once you sign up for Patreon and you're on one of the tiers, one of the paid tiers, I send out a postcard. So I am actually stopping in the area I am. It's going to be a surprise for my Patreons where I am specifically. And I will be sending out postcards from here. And I know I'm going to be moving up the road. I'm hoping that in 2 days, I'm going to be posting a video. Help me stay true to my word. I'm going to be posting a video about my goals, my manifesting goals, and how I'm going to do it. I know that I talked about going up to Canada, and that is exactly my plan, and working along the way. And I am going to be giving you that specific number for manifestation, and I'm going to call it the first number, because I have a lot of numbers going on in my head. All of it money numbers and safety numbers and, you know, the vehicle numbers. I'll be staying here in the little town that I'm in for another week. On Monday, I'm going to be going over to the post office and making sure I have their correct mailing address for general delivery, which is how I get my mail anywhere in the country. I go to the post office in the town I'm staying at, and I find out their general delivery policies, because some places don't allow you to do it. Most do, but every now and again I've come across a couple places where I've had to go to the next city or town over. But I'm going over there, getting the general delivery address, and then going ahead and contacting my RV mailbox is what I use. It's called my RV mailbox. It used to be called Good Sam Mail System or Mail Service. Mine is in Florida. in Crestview. That is my mailing address. It is on my driver's license, my registration. All of my business information goes through my address in Crestview. So they get all of my mail anywhere that it's being delivered, and then they will send it and forward it to me wherever I am. Hey guys, sorry I had to interrupt that. There had been some stuff going on outside in the parking lot where I had been parked. So I just needed to get away from that and just bouncing back in to say, in my next upcoming video, I'm going to share with you a little bit of my route, some ideas of some of the places that I want to see on my way up north and when I get north. And I'm going to share with you my adventures on the way. I'm going to tell you about how Instacart is going to be working for me, as well as YouTube, to encourage you also for whatever it is that you're working toward to go for your own goals. Thank you guys so much. I really am so grateful for all of you. Sending out love and good vibes and healing vibes to you all. Live bravely.